Hey everyone, my name is Gabriel and on Instagram I go by Gallo Santiago, and today I'm going to be doing a product review of the Bishop Rotary Battery Pack. Hopefully this is the first in a series of product reviews I'll be doing, but for today we'll start off with battery pack. I'm going to be answering some questions I got off of Instagram, and I've been using this for about 2 weeks, so I think I've had enough time with it that I can give you an honest first impression of it, and we'll go ahead and start off with that. So for starters, we're going to talk about the quality. The quality of this battery pack was surprising to me. It's something that I really didn't expect it to feel as sturdy as it does, especially when you see the photos and the videos. Like I just didn't feel that it was going to be as strong as it is, but it feels really sturdy. In fact, I'd be less scared if this dropped off my station than if my actual Bishop wand were to drop off the station. This thing just feels really sturdy when it comes to the build quality. So build quality wise, it's really good. Where the quality really shines to me is going to be in the functionality of it. That's where I was really surprised, was how this thing functions. I know that it sounds silly, but buttons can be kind of a good and a bad thing depending on how they are. On some of these cheaper ones like from Amazon, you're not really sure if you're actually pressing the button until you see something respond or not respond. But on these, it's got a really audible click. So it makes it really easy to know that you're actually pressing it, and it also makes it really easy to find the button because they're just big enough that you can find them, but not enough where they're annoying or in the way. As far as turning this guy on goes, this side button right here, all you're gonna do is press it down for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And it turns on the battery pack. From there, there's 2 more buttons on the top that adjust the up and down for the voltage. So to adjust it up and down, and it does it in 0.1 increments, which is amazing. The bigger thing that I like about this battery pack, and probably my favorite thing, is that you can actually see your battery level right here. It shows you at what percentage your battery is throughout the entire tattoo. And that to me is huge, especially if you're using these so much. You want to make sure that you keep track of whether or not it's going to die on you anytime soon. Once you have the battery pack on, to start the machine, you just give this button a press. And to stop it, you go ahead and press it again. And that's all there is to it when it comes to actually using it. So as I'm tattooing, I'll go ahead and reach over, turn it on. And then if I need to set my machine down for a second, I'll go ahead and just press the button and set it down. I know some people leave it on even when they set it down, but I prefer to just turn it off because it's just the press of a button. So one of the other questions I got from Instagram was, do I use constant run? And I do, 100%. Even before battery packs, when I had my actual power supply on my station, I still use constant run. To me, it's nice to get rid of that foot pedal. It's one less thing to pack when you're traveling. It's one less thing to bump into on the ground. So I really recommend doing the constant run. I do turn it off when I set it down on my station, but yeah, this is one of those things where I really recommend people trying out constant run if they don't do it already. I did talk to Franco. I know in the future they're going to talk about doing one with the power supply, getting Bluetooth adapter for the foot pedal. Another question I got was the overall weight. So someone asked if it weighs more than the wand itself, and it doesn't. It's actually, it's lighter than the wand. I don't have a scale, and if I did, I don't know if that actually translates to you knowing what it feels like. It's definitely not a very heavy power supply, especially for the battery use that you get out of it. The dimensions seem to match up perfectly with the wand. It seems like basically, they had the wand in mind when they made this thing. However, I know this functions with other machines. As far as the battery life, which is another question I got from Instagram, the battery life is surprising. They told me anywhere from 10 to 12 hours, which I was a little skeptical about, but I do 6-hour days, and out of those 6 hours, I'm tattooing probably about 5 to 5.5 hours a day. I've gotten 2 full days out of it, plus the ability to do a smaller tattoo before having to recharge it. And that adds up to about 10 to 12 hours, very accurately. So I'm very surprised that I can do that with such a small, light battery pack. When you do get this battery pack, I know they recommend letting it drain all the way down before you plug it in and charge it all the way back up. I'm going to go ahead and do that, at least for the first few weeks, because I want to maximize the amount of time that I have with the battery pack as far as, the longevity of it and how long the charge lasts. So the other question I was getting was, how long does it take to charge? And I think that's going to depend on a few things. I think it's going to depend whether or not you let it drain all the way before you do charge it. But I'd say that with the charger that I'm using, which is one for like an iPad, it takes probably about an hour and a half, hour 45 to get it fully charged from a full drain. So I do recommend, like I said, letting it charge all the way back up from a full drain. As far as anything that I don't like about it, for the most part, I'm really happy with the whole thing. I would like, obviously a tiny battery pack, but it's just one of the things that comes with these guys being so strong and having them have the extended life that they do. I do know that this one I got a little early, and the ones that they'll be coming out in the future will be a little bit shorter, which will make it a little bit nicer when it comes to leverage. I don't really see the leverage as a huge problem. It's just like anything else, something else that you get used to. I remember when I used coils, apart from the coil being so heavy, people wanted the thick cord. Those would be a headache too, because they would weigh your machine down or get caught on stuff. So in comparing those, like, I think this is obviously much better. So overall, I think that you can get used to the weight. I don't think the weight is a problem at all. I think that it's something that, just like anything when you're tattooing with a new product, you just get used to it. The other feature this does have that I didn't really talk about is it has a power start for when you're using cartridges with a stiffer bladder system. So like a Cheyenne cartridge, or I'm sure there's a couple other brands that have that, but instead of holding down for 3 seconds, you just press it twice and it'll turn on. And once it turns on, it has a little lightning icon up here in the corner. So what'll happen is once I press to start the machine, it's gonna ramp it up a little bit higher and then slow it back down. See if you can hear that. So what it does is it starts it at a slightly higher voltage to get the bladder system moving, and then it lowers it back down to whatever it is you actually want to run it at. So it's pretty amazing that it even has that as a feature, because, you know, I do like Cheyenne cartridges. They're, to me, one of the best cartridges also. The cartridges I've been using the most lately are Bishop ones. The new ones that they came out with were a game changer. But anyways, if you do have a cartridge with a stiffer bladder system in it, then that little feature is pretty handy. Again, you know, to turn it off, we're going to go ahead and hold that button for 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about the battery pack. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, but for the most part, it's a kick-ass battery pack and I highly recommend it. I didn't think I was gonna like battery packs. I didn't see anything wrong with the RCA cords, and now I really don't think I would ever wanna go back to using a regular power supply. So yeah, I hope you guys like the review. Hopefully I can get another one out to you guys soon, but if not, then thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good day.